So let's enjoy, let's have fun. And please, if you have any question, just put it in the chat. I will do my best to answer them at the end of the presentation. Okay, so let's get started. Our topic is creating PDF files in mobile applications with PDFsharpCore and MigraDocCore. First question is, have you heard about these packages? Have you used it or not? All right, so while you are answering, just very briefly about me. Yes, as Gerald mentioned, I am a Microsoft MVP for 5 years in AI and developer technologies. I am a researcher at Tomás Bata University in Zlín, Czech Republic, though I am from Mexico, where I worked still, let's say, with some permission, as a lecturer in University Tecnológico Nacional de México in Celaya, but also in Czech Republic, I am teaching at Tomás Bata University. Along with other colleagues, with other MVPs or friends from community, we have one of the largest Xamarin communities in Spanish language. The name is Comunidad Xamarin en Español. And actually, just very briefly, I will share a story. This community was created as an effort to help my students in Mexico because there was a Xamarin course, let's say, which was launched by Microsoft LATAM, Latin America. It was for free. And yeah, it was 5 years ago or so. So I encourage my students, okay, there is this course, I will create this Facebook group. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them. We will do our best to learn because I was also learning Xamarin at the time. But then I started receiving many, let's say, requests from other people from that course to join and from different countries, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and so on. And well, yeah, it was fun. I said, okay, yeah, why not? Even though the intention was our school, why not? Maybe they will enrich or they will talk a lot about this course. And later, well, it grew. We are more than 11,000 people in that group. And yeah, it's very friendly. Many people ask questions. There are many questions actually about .NET MAUI. So yeah, we will talk about that. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, also have you have my email and Twitter handle. Feel free to contact me, to reach out if you have any questions about this presentation or Xamarin or artificial intelligence or cloud computing with Azure, which is our topics that I mostly talk about. All right. So maybe in many of our applications, we have some requests from our customers, or we have the idea, well, it's very nice. We display some information about maybe a list of products. It asks some users for some data, but usually you should present some report or export the information in some format. Most of the time, we have to display this information as a PDF to export it. Yeah, it's a nice format. Also, you can maybe create an Excel file for that, but that would be for another talk. Yeah, but usually, or the most common way to present information to the user, let's say for external, like a file, it's PDF. And in .NET world, we know, or we have heard about a library, iText-Sharp. And yeah, you can also use it with Xamarin, but the issue is, or maybe did you know that actually iText-Sharp is not free to use? You need a license for commercial applications. Also, I heard there was some specific version. I forgot exactly which one, but before that one, yeah, it was free, not open source, but it was free to use. But they changed the license type. So There are some other options. There are some third-party, let's say, software companies such as Progress or Syncfusion, where they have some libraries to create PDFs or display PDFs, view them. And yeah, they are nice, but of course you need a license unless, well, they offer some community license, but still. For open source, let's say, or for some other options, we have PDFsharp and MigraDoc. These libraries are for processing, for creating PDF documents, yeah, on the fly. There is no designer, there is no like adding some controls. We have to create this manually, let's say line by line, like creating tables, adding styles, adding header, formatting the footer, and so on. You will see in a few minutes. But these libraries are truly open source and free. That's first point. So yeah, you can check the source code on, well, there is pdfsharp.net, that's the website, where you can, there is documentation, you can see some examples, and yeah, you can access the GitHub repository to do whatever you want for PDF creation. You can also render the let's say some website or some web page with the MigraDoc. But well, yeah, PDFsharp is, let's say, a bit more powerful. It's for processing. The only thing is that these are usually for .NET Framework. And of course, you know that Xamarin doesn't use that flavor of .NET. Then there was a port known as PDFsharp.xamarin to implement PDF processing and creation in our mobile applications. But if you go to the PDFsharp.xamarin GitHub repository, well, it is quite outdated. It is the last commit was 5 years ago. And you know that the platform has evolved quite a lot in these 5 years. Then again, there is community effort, and we have this library, which I am talking about, PDFsharpCore, which is a partial port of PDFsharp.xamarin. All right? So you have on top PDFsharp, then there is Xamarin version, but this one is outdated. But based on this one, there is .NET standard version, which is known as PDFsharpCore. Don't get confused by the name. Yeah, even though it says core, maybe you think, oh, this has to be or with .NET Core or yeah, ASP.NET Core. No, actually, no, it's just some part of the name. But it relies on .NET Standard. And it is also free to use, open source, no limits, no strings attached, like, okay, there is commercial version, you should pay a fee. No, of course, as every open source project, they are free to, sorry, they are willing or they will like, right, to receive some donation. That is perfectly fine, but if you don't want to pay, it's fine. Okay, good. So these are the libraries that we are going to mention, and well, that's all my slides. Let's go to demo. And you know, I will share the code at the end of my presentation. I will also share my GitHub repository. So I have not uploaded this. So yeah, just maybe wait 10 minutes after presentation is over and you will have the code, all right? So let's check our application. In this case, it's a normal Xamarin solution with 4 projects, .NET Standard, Android, iOS, and UWP version. So yeah, we actually work a bit with every platform. So let's explain this part. First of all, and most of the time you might include fonts in your application because you want to customize the appearance. And you can even use these fonts in the PDF core library. Of course, yeah, before going into fonts, yeah, you can see here the packages. I added these three: PDFsharpCore, MigraDocCore.rendering, and MigraDocCore document object model. Okay, so these are the three packages that I added. The rest are the basic Xamarin.forms ones. After that, okay, now I will continue. Yes, we have our fonts, and we can even use them inside our application. So you will see in a second. Don't forget that if you add custom fonts, you need to modify your assembly info in order to register them. Okay, so here we have, that's pretty normal. Then I have some helper classes, and this one will be used later for the implementation of our custom font into our PDF file. Yes, we need a font resolver because otherwise it will take the default font, which I forgot which one was, maybe Arial or maybe other one. I totally forgot. But in this case, yeah, you can see that I am using the Open Sans font name. Sorry. Then we need to get this element from the we need to get the assembly name, the resource name for this font. So as you can see, we have our assembly. Yes, so you can take any class. For instance, I have products reports. I will explain that one later, in order to get the assembly, and then we get to this resource, right? Which is your project name, PDF name, demo.fonts. And the file, Open Sans, bold, and so on, TTF. Of course, this value, face name, will change later. And after that, you just need to open, let's say, that file, that resource, which is your TrueType font file, in order to implement it in your document, PDF document. All right, so you just open it with Stream Reader, right? Then for the face, which means that if it is bold or maybe italic, yes, you have just very simple method, right? Depending of the parameters, if it is bold or if it is italic, we will modify the font name as you saw, and we will use this font name later to open the exact or precise file, correct? So here we have different combinations. If we require bold and italic, well, there is bold italic file. You see it here, right? So yeah, you need this if you want to customize the font for your PDF. So as you can see, this is quite easy, and even maybe you can just paste and code and replace the Open Sans, maybe, okay, and use your own. So yeah, this is one requirement if you are going to add this. After that, we need two interfaces. Well, we need one for displaying images in our PDF, because we need to implement this in the platform specific by using dependency service. So here we have the image with some prefix, implementation, and extension. The implementation is the image source. This one is relevant to the platform. So for instance, I will go to Android. I have Android image implementation. So you see here, we register the dependency. This Android image implements this interface, which of course is the one that we defined here. And for the implementation, it's an Android image source. This Android image source is this other class. Yeah, I forgot to change the name, but it's this one, Android image source. And here we just, let's say, process the image. In my case, for instance, I have this drawable resource, comunidad.jpg. So that's the resource that I am opening here. Well, of course, I passed it as a parameter, right? So the rest is just to access like the drawable folder in order to get the file and display it, or obtain the JPG version or PNG or whatever you need, right? And there are other some other code which is platform specific, as you can see, right? If you want to change the orientation or the size of your file, well, there are ways to do it. This code, I think I took it from the sample from the repository, but it is not hard to find it. Okay. But as I said, I will also share the code. Yeah, you can also add rotation. If you have worked with images, you know this code. I remember when because I also started developing Windows Phone. Who remembers Windows Phone, right? So sometimes you have to rotate your image, especially if it was coming from the camera. Yeah, the emulator or the device already rotated or added some angle to your image or your picture, and you have to rotate it back, right? So yeah, it is also similar. And well, yeah, if you go, for instance, to the UWP, there is also the same, let's say, requirements. There is file UWP. Well, no, sorry, I have not explained this one. There is image UWP, which also it's an image with prefix, implementation, and extension. And then there is a specific image source UWP, which is Windows 10 or Universal Windows Platform code to read the asset. In this case, I have also the same file here. Okay. And if I go to iOS, I have the same. Just very quickly. Yeah, I have this image iOS, image source, and so on. Okay, good. Okay, and yeah, actually, that's the only thing that you need in your platform-specific code. You don't have to initialize the library or something. No. Okay. So I will go back. The if I file implementation is just to actually get the PDF document and open it, because yeah, we are able to save the PDF. I will show the code later, but if you want to display it, you need to get the, for instance, the local path and display it. For Android, the code is a bit longer, right? Or so I remember. Let me very quickly say, check. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, you also need permission, right, to see, to read or to write, and then open it or to find the document. Okay. But yeah, in this. Yeah, okay, yeah, for the interfaces, this is nothing about the PDF specifically, but about the including some resources like images in your PDF, okay? Now, our main file is the PDF report, in this case, products report. And this is where I use different namespaces from our libraries, MigraDocCore and PDFsharpCore, for instance, fonts to obtain the generic font resolver. Okay. It is important to set some settings, such as the culture, especially if you are displaying numbers. So I set it here. Here you can see my font resolver, which means the fonts that I'm going to use in this document. I see the generic font resolver, which is this implementation that I showed you a bit earlier. Okay. After that, okay, I have create report, and this is the method that I will call in my view model. I will show that later. And here I have separated the code in different methods. So the first one is create document. Let's go to check it. And here just create an instance of document. This document is class level field. You can see it here. Then you create the instance and you set some metadata, such as title, author, keywords, subject, and I forget if there are others. I think there are all. Yeah, there are all. Well, there is section, tag, and so on. Okay, so I will remove this. So this is very simple. Just create instance of document. After that, maybe we want to set some styles to simplify later our code. So we create we obtain the reference to the normal style. There is already pre-built styles definition. So in this case, the default one, we change the font name. Okay, the font name will be Open Sans. Maybe we change the color to black or to some other one. The default alignment will be justified, and page break before is false, which means that if it reaches the end, if it will go to next page or not, right? But we can modify this later, especially when you are displaying tables, right? Or some data does not fit in one page, so yeah, you need extra pages. Then again, you can access the header style. You go to this collection, styles, and then you modify. Okay, maybe again, I will use Open Sans, or maybe you have another special font for that one. Size, color, bold, different properties. For instance, bold is true, right? And yeah, underlined, etc. There is footer, style names.footer, and we can add some tab stop where we are going to display the information in the footer. Okay, so it will be aligned to the right, but there will be a margin of 8 centimeters. You will see in a second. And there are also some heading styles, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and so on. So we can, again, take some, like heading 1, and start modifying, applying font if it is bold, italic, true or false, the color, size, etc. Also, you can modify the format of your paragraphs, like the color of some shade, if there will be some margin or some distance between the border. The border can be invisible, or also you can add color, width, and so on, space after, right? This is the separation between lines. This is heading 2. Later, of course, I will say, okay, this code will apply style heading 2 or heading 1 or header style footer, and so on. Yeah, so here we just modify each of them. But you can also create your own styles. And here we have this style collection supports the add style method. Just add the key name, and based on which style you would like to create your own. So in this case, we take what we have on the current implementation of normal style, and then you customize it as your own. So yeah, in this case, you can say that my paragraph style inherits from normal style, but it has its own implementation. And I do the same for table style, because later I will like to display information in a table. So yeah, again, based on the normal style, just a smaller font and different color. Okay, so very simple, set styles. Then we have header, content, and footer. So for header, well, we add section, okay? So we start with the document, private object that you saw at the beginning, add section, And we can configure some options, such as the orientation, portrait or landscape, if there will be margin, top, left, bottom, right, also the page format, like A4, letter, legal, and others. And if you would like to have different header and footer for odd and even pages, you will see, actually this one, yeah, I'm sorry that this one is in Spanish, but this one is the odd, okay, I will change it, odd header. So for the header for odd pages is, let's say, the primary, and you can add some information like, okay, I want to add in this header this title, Product Catalog 2021. I am adding this text, and then I will add a table. Then I modify the header for the even pages, so it will be different. In this case, I just add this text. This is another way to do it, Product Catalog 2021. And actually, if you want, I can show you, so you can, because now we are adding information in our document. So you will see that then yeah, we are displaying different header in our pages. Yes, sorry for that. I need to first obtain the items. So yeah, I need to wait. It just takes 4 seconds. I added some waiting time. So yeah, just a second, because I am also passing a list of products. Yes, so it's here. So you will see the document. Just give me a second. And yeah, you see some title, product catalog, but on page number 2, the header is different. And I do the same for the footer. On the first page, you can see page 1 of 2. And sorry, yeah, on page 2, you can see this, but also the date. I do the same trick, let's say. Oh, sorry for that. I should not do this. Yeah, I do this for the for the footer. Just give me a second. Yeah, it is here. I add the. Oh no. Sorry, this is not the one. Just a second, because it moved to other one. Yeah, I have here add footer. So this is page, and I can get the current page with the add page field and the total of pages with the add num pages field, right? So that's where you see. So page 1 of 2, page 2 of 2, right? And in order to access the footer, this is a section. So document last section, and you add the content, right? I am doing this for every footer, regardless if it is even or odd. But for the even pages, I am, let's say, based on the initial content, I am adding also the date. And I am applying this modification, this content, only for the event page, right? So here is how you customize this part. So as you can see, I am adding the date, okay? So it's quite easy, let's say, or a bit obvious. And then we add some, we have the content. Just a second, just so you can see where we are. We have, yeah, header, you already saw it, footer, content. And in content, I have some other methods. We are adding a couple of text. In between, we add image and table. So you can see every example, let's say, with some focus. Okay, so to add text, you already saw, there is add paragraph method. In this case, I am accessing the last current section, okay? If you remember this method is called right after the, okay, yeah, it's inside content, but this one is called right after the header. So so far, we have, let's say, display some header, some title. The last section will be the next one, which is the content. And after the content, the last section will be the footer. So yeah, you have to actually add this in order, right? Okay, so in our current last section, which is right below the title. Yes, okay, how are we doing with time? Okay, yeah, we still have like 10 minutes or something or less. So I will go quickly. So yeah, so here you have just add paragraph, you see this, and this is where you apply your style, heading 1, for instance, yeah? So you can see that in this case, the text comes with the border, background colors on different color, and so on. And for the next paragraph, it's different one, heading 2. And of course, the style applied is different. So it's quite easy, yeah, on the fly. Then for the image, again, we access the last section, we add a paragraph, and for that, okay, we call our iMimage implementation by using dependency service. And after that, we just add some name. In this case, let me check. Yeah, okay, we have, yeah, you see the parameter or the argument, comunidad.jpg. So yeah, we are looking for that resource. And after that, we just add it, paragraph.addImage, and our, let's say, logo. And this one comes from image source.from file and path, okay? And path is from the dependency service, right? So yeah, everything is kind of connected. And we can add some border. You see, I'm not sure if it is, yeah, you see there is green border. Yeah, you can enclose your image here, okay? Dark green. And okay, document, sorry, add text 2 is the same, but I am now implementing my own style. So you can see my paragraph style, and the text is different, okay? The different color and different font. Finally, we have the add table. And for this one, you set the header, in this case, the titles. I have product name and price, product name and price. I apply some actually, if you remember, I created previously a table style, my own. So table.style is my table style. Table is reference from section.addTable. And after that, you can define borders, the rows, if there will be some indentation, so some small margin for the text, and you add the columns. You define here column 1, column 2, column 3, and you can set the size in centimeters. So 5, 10, 4, so you can see the second one is larger. And you can also add the alignment, center, left, right. There is also vertical alignment, which I did not use, but yeah, there is also vertical alignment for that. And after that, you add the row, the header row, right? With 4 statements, with a loop, just add the titles. Titles are the 3 that I defined earlier, right? You can see again, we applied styles, but you are already expert because you already saw it in the previous example. Format alignment, format font bold, if it is true or false, right? Yeah, you see vertical alignment example here. Some shading, some borders. And after that, it is the turn of the elements. So you can see every item, I passed a collection, list of items in the constructor. So in this case, I just add a row, and I start adding as a paragraph every member in every cell. Actually, you see, row item dot cells, first position, second position, third position, and then just the element. It will know that it has 3, let's say, cells, because you defined that earlier with the add column, okay? And that's it. After that, well, I added an empty row, and yeah. And it will detect if it needs a new, let's say, page, because, yeah, for instance, item number 10 does not fit in the first one, so it will go to the next one automatically. You don't have to do anything. And finally, just to conclude, there is the Save Show PDF. Again, you can use dependency service. In this case, I am creating a different random name for the file. Just localize it. there is already with the MigraDoc class, package, PDF document renderer. So you just set the document, call the render document method, and this one will save or store the PDF file in your device, right? And after that, you can just use Xamarin Essentials Launcher to open it with your viewer. And mainly that will be all. I will just show you the Android one. I will show you that it works on Android as well, because the rest is the classical MVVM application. In the service, you can see, well, the products are hard-coded. View models, just to display the list of products while it goes here, and the views, which is just that. Yeah. Other than that, no need. So your main focus will be in the products report. And okay. Yeah. I don't know, Gerald, if while it is loading the Android one, if there are any questions that I can answer.
That is a good question. I think there was one question if it was free, but I think some people, nice people in the chat already answered that. That it's free to use. There's a lot of love for the Windows Phone. That's
yes.
well.
Yes.
Which people are sad about that it's not a thing anymore. Oh, there was this question. Is there a plan to bring this to .NET 6 or 7 so we can use it with Maui when we upgrade our project over from Xamarin?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, well, in this case, it's a question for the author, for the maintainer of this. Not sure. I might check the issues if this was posted, but I can tell you that this project is updated, let's say, frequently. So they should be aware that this will be, let's say, like a need. And now there is like extra time to maybe port it since Maui was delayed. But yeah, probably because, well, as I said, there is a lot of activity in this NuGet package, or in this implementation. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so this project is still very active, so there's a good chance that it will support .NET Maui as well. Especially also if there's more people using it. It's Hacktober, just started today, so maybe you can pitch in and do some contributions yourself. I see we've talked enough that you can continue with the Android one, so
yeah,
good luck.
Yeah, this is the Android one, yeah, already. Yes. So yeah, this is the Android, but of course you can see it better in UWP. But yeah, it was created here from our application, and yeah, it works. Okay, and I get error. Yeah, this was not live presentation if there was no error, but I will see what happened there. But yeah, you saw it work at the beginning. The second one, for some reason, no, but I will check it, or you can help me when I push it to GitHub. So yeah, I think from me that will be all. Here you have my contact details in this website. Actually, my GitHub repository is there. So if you wait 10-15 minutes, it will be there. Okay. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for having me.